Good morning, folks. It is the morning of September the 13th, 2021. And as promised, we're going to talk about 5 why problem solving and 5 how problem solving and how it relates to the Pareto Principle. One of the great issues that we're facing today in the midst of this election is the fact that people react emotionally and that emotion clouds their logic. So in an attempt to help people develop tools that will enable them to avoid thinking emotionally, we're going to look at why things aren't distributed equally. This effect is called the Pareto Principle, and it comes from the Bible verse in Matthew 25, verse 29, "For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath." Now this sounds very unfair, and of course, people that believe in equality of distribution detest this. But it is a mathematical principle, and it's one that Pareto discovered. Pareto was an Italian mathematician who discovered the famous Pareto Principle. Let's look at the Pareto Principle, because it's what the verse in Matthew is actually revealing. Basically, the Pareto Principle indicates that 80% of the consequences of anything are in 20% of the causes. So the reason that we ask 5 is to drill down through the 80% of consequences to get to the 20% of the causes, otherwise known as the vital few. And you can also exchange asking why with asking how. This problem-solving methodology was developed in Japan by Toyota back in the 1930s, even prior to Doctors Deming and who's the guy that my brother won an award named after him? It doesn't matter. What we're looking at is a way of giving a team tools to drill down through a problem and get to its root cause. Because until we understand the root cause, we're never going to be able to solve the problem. The 5 whys and 5 how techniques constitute a questioning process designed to drill down into the details of a problem or a solution and peel away the layers of symptoms. The technique was originally developed by Sakichi Toyota, who stated that by repeating why 5 times, the nature of the problem as well as its solution becomes clear. The 5 whys are used for drilling down into a problem, and the 5 hows are used to develop the details of a solution to a problem. Both are assigned to bring clarity and refinement to a problem statement or potential solution and get to the root cause or root solution. When to use? While both methods are techniques to expand the horizon of a team searching for answers, there are distinct uses for 5 whys and 5 hows. However, both of these techniques force a team to develop a better and more detailed understanding of a problem or solution and will be helpful in root cause analysis process. Using the 5 whys when you want to push a team investigating a problem to delve into more details of the root cause. The 5 whys can be useful with brainstorming or in the root and cause effect diagram, otherwise known as the Ishikawa diagram or fishbone, where the problem is at the head and all the root causes are along the spines of the bones of the fish. Anyway, today we're going to talk about 5 whys and how you can employ it. Because here we find ourselves in a situation where the people in power right now, live by ought. And by that I mean they detest the fact that the Matthew principle is a mathematical principle. And they have assigned huge resources, time, money, human resources, into creating a system that mathematically cannot exist. Because equality of distribution is a mathematical impossibility. And therefore, to try to attempt to create such a situation, enormous resources have to be applied in an attempt to make the system function. So there's the first why. Why are they doing it? Because they detest the Matthew principle. Why? Because they want equality of outcome. Why do they want equality of outcome? Because they believe that is equitable. Why can it not work? Because it defies mathematical principles. And why is it detrimental to society? There's the 5th why. Because they're robbing our children and our children's children of their future in an attempt to create a system that cannot exist. They are taking borrowed money, not even from our current present taxes, but taxes that we must pay in the future to create a system that mathematically cannot exist. Now, of course, equality of opportunity is a noble goal. Creating a society where everyone has the chance, which is, of course, what the scripture in Matthew refers to. And I'll post that scripture in a link below, in the notes below for this video. Everybody was given a certain amount of things in the 3 people in the parable. The guy that was given the most made the most of it. And the guy that was given the least, however, chose not to do anything with it. All 3 of the individuals in the parable were given an opportunity, but only 2 of them took advantage of it. And the one that did not take advantage of his opportunity is the one that had everything taken from him, and it was given to the one that had made most of his opportunity. Part of the problem that we're facing in looking at these parables, well, there's 2 problems. First of all, the radical left hates religion when there has never been a society in the history of mankind that was irreligious. The most primitive cultures had belief systems that obviously must have played a role in the evolutionary process of mankind. Otherwise, these systems would not appear universally. Secondly, you have the issue of fundamentalists, Christians, believing that the Bible is a historical and scientific document when it is neither. Jesus spoke in parables so that men, women of course, could understand. The Bible is a book filled with truths that are truer than if they were scientifically or historically, literally true. The four Gospels do not agree with one another in every detail, but they contain the truest stories that mankind has ever seen, because they reveal aspects about our nature and our relationship with reality that contain the most profound wisdom. It is out of a desire for simplistic thinking that people are unable to look at things in any other way other than emotionally. So I will post the links to 5 root cause analysis, 5 how root cause analysis, and post links to the Pareto Principle, and share a bit in the notes about Pareto and the 80-20 rule. That 80% of issues are in 20% of the causes. All right, folks, God bless you. Have a great day. I hope you find these things useful. I taught problem solving, and I know that whenever we employed these tools and put teams together that could use them, we were able to solve issues. And when things got emotional and people reacted by gut reaction, or people forgot that that manufacturing isn't a crapshoot, then there would be issues with the customer. And right now, as we face this election, I am extremely concerned that there's very little logic being applied by any of the parties. Have a great day, folks.